Hey, so thanks for checking out this video. This is a continuation. We've been doing a series on figuring out if Trump is the sixth king, the Antichrist pre-runner. And there's still so many missing pieces for Trump to be a conclusive candidate to fulfill that role. And so here I want to read over this thing, and there's a lot of things that Trump did that gave the impression that he could be even the Antichrist. Some people accused him of being the Antichrist, and Obama the same thing. But the reality is that the sixth king, the pre-runner, has to give this daughter in marriage in this agreement that falls apart. He has to take over a defense city, and basically the sixth king breaks this horn of the Medo-Persian ram, and Trump didn't do any of those things. He he may There's still time for him to do these things. So we got to watch with careful eyes. This breaking of the horn could be a war with Iran, which could still happen as of this date. But I'm going to read Daniel 11, starting at 14. And in those times there shall many stand up against the king of the south. Also the robbers of thy people shall exalt themselves to establish the vision, but they shall fall. So the king of the north shall come and cast up a mount and take the most fenced cities. So Trump hasn't done that. And the arms of the south shall not withstand, neither his chosen people, neither shall there be any strength to withstand. But he that cometh against him, so the king of the north that comes against the king of the south, shall do according to his own will. And we go back up to verse 3, and it's talking about a mighty king shall stand up in Greece. The king of Greece, the goat from the west, shall rule with great and do according to his will. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom, this is verse 4, and when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken and shall be divided to toward the four winds of heaven. And this is a parallel to the prominent horn uh, analogy, or is where the prominent horn shall be broken and divided to four horns. This one says four winds of heaven, and not to his according to his dominion which he ruled, for his kingdom shall be plucked up, even for others besides those. And some passages say that his children will not inherit the land of this northern kingdom. So back to 16, but he that cometh against him shall do according to his will. So this is that sixth king from the Grecian Empire. And none shall stand before him, and he shall stand in the glorious land which by his hand shall be consumed. So because of this sixth king, the land of Israel, and we'll see down, is trampled underfoot by the Goyim. 17, he shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole kingdom. So he's going to threaten to, like, hey, we're going to bring our whole, forces into the land of glory, and the upright ones with him. Thus shall he do, and he shall give him a daughter of women, and others translations say a daughter in marriage, corrupting her, but she shall not stand on his side, neither before him. So Trump hasn't done that. So we'll verse 18, after this he shall turn his faces unto the isles, and shall take many, but the prince for his own behalf shall cause the repose offered by him to cease. Without his own reproach he shall cause it to turn upon him. So this king is checked by an army leader. It may display itself in policy, it may display itself in just a battle. And this, I think this invasion that the sixth king does on Jerusalem and destroys Jerusalem, a lot of people will see this as the Antichrist, and then when the seventh king stands up and then the eighth king, they will accept the eighth king, which is the Antichrist. So this sixth king looks like he launches an attack on Jerusalem. So after this he shall, and this will probably mimic where the Antichrist and the ships of Chittim check the Antichrist and put him back in check. So this is a parallel to what happens to the Antichrist in his battle. Then he shall turn his face towards the fort of his own land. He'll basically have to retreat, but he shall stumble and fall and not be found. So all of this is most likely not going to affect Trump. There's just too many pieces where it looks like Trump is not this sixth king. But I have a little thing that a little thing that we'll have to take a close look at. And then it says, then shall stand up in his estate a raiser of taxes, which this guy is the seventh king that, is part of the kingdom of the four horns that last only a short amount of time in anger or battle. And in his estate shall stand up a vile person, which this is the Antichrist, to whom they shall not give the honor of the kingdom, but he shall come in peaceably and obtain the kingdom by flatteries. And with the armies of a flood shall they be overflown from before him, and shall be broken, yea, also the prince of the covenant. So the prince of the covenant is the sixth king, is the one who sets up this covenant, and we know that the Antichrist rages against those who hold to the covenant of Yeshua. So now, having said all that, I think we can disqualify Trump as being the sixth king. But check this out. Revelation 17, verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 have fallen, one is, and the other is not yet come. Yet when he comes forth, he must continue a short space. So that prominent horn, the 4 horns, is a short space. And then the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th king. He's the Antichrist and is of the 7, okay? And goeth into perdition. Okay. And verse 12, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength to the beast. Okay. So who's the 6th king? Well, let's see if Biden is possibly the 6th king. Because we just saw there that says there's 5 have fallen in this time period, okay? You have Carter, these are still living kings. Five have fallen. There's Carter, Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Trump. If Biden is the sixth king, then in his administration, we can go back to Daniel 11:15, and you can watch for these things to see if these things manifest themselves in Biden's administration. And we'll see what he does with Iran. We'll see what he does with China and the coastlands. And we'll see what happens to where he turns in on his own, the people of his own land, where like, for instance, and we'll have to see if there's a daughter in marriage. So that's all I got on this one so far. It looks like Trump is not the sixth king. There's just too many missing pieces for him to be that. His administration is probably a good wake up call to a lot of people that we're entering some pretty crazy times. I want to show you this real cheap graphic, but we can see that before, if Biden has a 4-year administration, then this is only about I think it's like close to 3-year period. So, and this is the time of and a portion of this is the time of the sixth king. So things could really pick up really quick and really fast in this next coming year, or those sort of things. But I would anticipate that this war between the West and this Medo-Persian Empire is going to kick off pretty quick, or it will kick off under this sixth king. So just have your wits about you, and hopefully this helps bring some understanding and some insights on what to look for in the days to come. So thanks for checking this out.